Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin in Tucson, Arizona. Thanks for being here today. TucsonCoinshow.com for our upcoming show in January. Can't wait to see you there. And of course, OldPuebloCoin.com for all things numismatic. I have a Noops video, but it's a little bit heavy on the toner side. See that? Just one side with toning, the other side not. Okay, so we're going to have some fun looking at some coins here. All of these are listed, I think, on eBay. And of course, for that, if you want, you just go to the video title. You click on the title of this video and drops a menu down, and then you'll see the links to all of the different items. So anyway, just kind of fun stuff. MS64, 1881 Morgan dollar. I mean, a lot of your dollars are going to be, most of the dollars in here are going to be in that 100, 100 to 200 range, but we'll see. You can take a look and see if people are bidding on them or not. What's more fun for me, and we've got dollars and dimes to dollars. And I'm a big fan of just the way that really nice looking Roosevelts look when they're toned. I used to have a very nice collection of Roosevelt dimes. I know that's a funny thing to say maybe for some of you, because some of you probably don't really enjoy Roosevelt dimes at all. But what's nice to me about them is that they're kind of overlooked. I find that to be an opportunity for collecting always when you find something that not a lot of people collect, because you get to take the time to cherry pick. You find stuff that's not that expensive, and don't take this the wrong way, guys, but the more that inflation goes up, the less expensive these coins become. And what I mean by that is, the difference between $40 in an economic setting where people are making $3 an hour versus $15 an hour, that a $30 or $40 purchase is not as much, right? I mean, anyway, just a thing. 55S and MS67, really like the toning on that guy. And a lot of these guys are just starting at like 10 or 20 bucks. So this one's a little bit radical. Like I'm not as sure that I like this one quite as much. Not quite my vibe for toning. It's got a lot going on there. That is a little bit complex. Very complex. White on one side, toned on the other. This one is a 66 full torch. By the way, full torch. So these guys have the same way that you see on a Mercury dime, the bands across there. These are on a torch bands, not on the fascies, but they use full torch instead of full bands, which is interesting. Lots of fun toning there. Let's switch back over to, let's grab the next dollar in line here. Hey you, how you doing? Okay. Now you're talking my language. Okay, so this 81S, this is nice. Why didn't we send this into CAC, guys? That's okay. Well, you guys get a shot at it first. So it's pretty, has a reflective surface, a reflective finish to it on both sides. MS65, kind of in the slimline holder that came after the fatty. And overall, this one is more subtle. It's got decent toning. It's not super bright. This definitely is going to involve taking a look at the coin from different angles to get all of the complexity of the surface on that one, all the complexity of color. But I truly like that coin. That one's pretty. All right. Oh, this one is also subtle but more smooth. So this one is not as robust, maybe as complex, but just a little bit more smooth. 1946, this is a MS66 full bands, and this one has a very cool color palette to it. So what I'm saying with all these funny words I'm saying right now is that the color tone, it has several different colors on it, and the tones smoothly transfer from one to the other instead of being blotchy. There's no blotchiness. Also has a really high quality, what I would call surface quality. Sometimes I will use the term skin. I mean, this has that really fresh, fleshy look to it. That's the look that I like on most of these coins that are going to be from that time period, 1946 on that guy. Let's go one more dime, then we'll go back to dollars. Addition dimes for you guys today, 1946. This one is graded 1946 from San Francisco. This one is graded MS67. Once again, a little bit darker hues, a little bit more blues, touch of purple. Okay, see, and this is what happens though. You get two different sides to the coin, and one side's a little bit nicer than the other. I really like the eye appeal quite a bit more on this. You can see that we've got a very smooth transition on those colors, and they're not as subdued looking. Like this side is dude and this side is subdued. So, but actually this side was the subdued side, so my joke fell apart. Wasn't funny to start with, so joke's on me. Okay, so 1883, this is an MS65. Here's another one where it's mostly peripheral toning. You know, the center is kind of a ghosty gray color, but overall has a decent eye. Decent eye. Okay, the reverse, once again, this has a little bit more of a mottled look and feel to it. The color palette isn't super smooth across it, but overall it still has a nice variation of color. You know, and the guys who really specialize in toners, usually they want the bright colors, they want iridescence, you know, they want bold, dramatic. This actually has a pretty nice reverse to it. I'll give you that. I do like this one. Pretty nice looking coin there. If I tip these coins any more to one end of the box, the whole box is going to fall down. All right, next up, 1947 San Francisco Mint. This one is only an MS64. And probably because there are some marks there on the face. This angle is making those marks all look like raised dies. Okay, so like this one I'm liking a little bit better, even though, okay, so this is like modeled very kind of splotchy, but not splotchy. This one has, although it's got a lot of the looks on those other ones that I didn't like as much, I'm kind of feeling the vibe here. I think it's just because those color palettes on the leaves looks like fall. You know, it's got kind of the orange, some of those orange colors right on the leaves just in time for fall, unless you're watching this in summer. Oh, this one they actually went ahead and certified Eagles Up. And so this has a lot more of what guys who collect Morgans like. It does get a little darker over on this edge here. That's a little bit dark, but this is the color that they like. That's the look, right? And this over here is the look, right? So the more of that kind of combination of color palette and brightness you can get across the entire surface of the coin, that's when those guys go goo goo gaga. So this one's only in a 61, but you know, usually when they grade a coin with one side with the eagle up, you know why. And by the way, Scarface here, right? So 61 and done, right? That guy, quite the noticeable mark. No one's gonna get away with that. That's just something else. All right, let's go another Morgan here, 1885. Oh, now okay, so this has a really nice look to it. Look at that. Yeah, I like the palette on that, even though it's a little bit more subdued. There's just something about that iridescence in front of her face that's really catching my eye. So this one is graded by Annex when they made the little blue holders. I don't know how long they made those blue holders for. Am I blue? Labby-dabby-dub-debo. Okay, that is MS64. Really lovely. I like that one. Pretty coin. Today is a pretty coin show. Pretty dark coin. So this is 1955S. Very, very dark on that side. A little bit more on the yellow side on this guy. I don't know if that's some old album toning. I'm just looking at how it comes across here. Trying to get my focus to focus. Not too shabby, but not my fave. Here we go, some more dark-ish. This one's a little brighter in general. This is a 58 in MS65. Once again, you have one side that's, I think, distinctively more attractive as far as the overall look goes. That happens to be the reverse on this coin. Yeah, that's a pretty good looking reverse. The obverse, mid. We're going to use that term, mid. All right, 1885, New Orleans Mint. You know, I think this is MS64, a little bit more on the average side for toning. It's got nice rusty colors around the edges. And then the reverse has a lot more going on. Once again, it's not bright and doesn't have as many colors. I will say that some of these bigger marks here on the coin itself would tend to make me think that the toning kind of hid the grade a little bit. It feels a little bit more like a 63 type coin, but has some wanderlust. There you go. How's that? Completely misappropriating words here. 1958 Roosevelt dime. This one is graded MS65. Here we've got our burgundies and our chartreuse. All right, let's grab, going back to $1 here. Oh, well, I have a feeling the other side is going to be toned. This 87 is graded MS63. What do we got here? Not bad, not too shabby. Once again, you've got that combination where it's darker on one side, one on the edge, and then you get some brightness more towards the center. $1963 MS66. And once again, most of these, probably are traditionally $10 or $20 type coins. And maybe you guys will bid them up for some of the toning. Some are nicer than others. This guy is pretty good. I still want to see it just be a little bit more bright. Like there's a nice set of color there, but it's just not super bright. I know, it's like me. This one's pretty pleasing overall. Once again, not super bright, but has nice variation to it. This is an MS64 1889. Little bit brighter on the reverse, a little bit more color on the reverse. But actually quite a bit of color on the obverse on that one. Just it's not standout bright color, but it's nice. Looks good. All right. Oh, this one's interesting. So this one has a lot more color to it. It just looks like someone took a crayon. Oh, actually, so that's a lot of the oil slick color. So especially on Morgan dollars, that's the other thing to know. I mean, dollar collectors are where the toner collectors are really at. You can buy other toned coins for a lot less, but that's the color palette right there that you see. Like if you see that on a Morgan dollar, just kind of, watch out. It still is a little bit dark at certain angles, but, in the light, it's really brilliant. Yeah, that reverse has got the torch going. Look at it, it's burning up the sky. That one's good. Not as good of a color palette. I really like it actually when things go just blue. Like, see the little blue all through America, through the MER area, that little blue. I kind of like that look. That, by the way, is a 1964 and MS65. Just a few more of each of these bad boys done to go here, and then we'll be done for the day. You'll be done. You'll have to wait another day to watch coins. Oh my gosh, what are you going to do? Really smooth reverse. Look at that. This one should have been slabbed reverse up, because that reverse, I can tell you right now, is really a nice quality. Very, very original surfaces with very few marks, and just a very pleasing piece overall. The obverse has a little bit of that darkness to it with a lot of tone. Lots of different colors in here under that tone, but this is an MS64. Nice reverse on that guy. All right, we have another 1964 minor variety pointed 9 MS65. Pointed 9 minor variety. Okay. And smaller color palette on the reverse. On the reverse, a little bit more color than on the obverse. Yeah, kind of cute little piece there. Got, just waiting to drop my box over here. Another one that they slabbed, tails up. Okay, I get it. I get that. Once again, you've got a little bit more of the subdued area near the middle, which is mostly a little bit more of a bluish hue. But then you've got really nice, what sometimes I call burnt edges. I kind of like the burnt edge look. You see there you got some nice greens and teals. And the obverse is pretty good too. This is probably like a 64 type coin. What do they call this? Yeah, 64. Pretty coin. That one's probably near the top. There's a couple that were maybe a skosh better. Oh, sunset. This is like the same color as my background here. So this MS67 on a 6040. That's an interesting color. Definitely different. Definitely different. Like you don't see that color palette. That is a golden to orange kind of color palette. And both sides are relatively similar. This is a little bit more red on the back, but I'm like, when I got it, I was like, oh, look at that. That's like the same color as my background. Pretty cool. That was the last of the dimes. We got one more dollar here to look at. Apparently, this 19020 is a double ear variety, which is labeled right there. Thank you to the engineer for that. That is, you can see the doubling actually outlined along the whole ear there. And MS63 looks like a pretty nice surface for just a 63. Interesting, it's got, yeah, like the way the color drops off at certain angles though. A little bit different. Okay, it's just, that's nice. They should have put the eagle up, man. The eagle has landed. So there's another one that's pretty nice. I don't want to overdo it, you know, but you guys can decide what you like. That one's got kind of a nice combination. It's not that super vibrant, but it's really nice. It's very bright compared to, you kind of saw how the difference between something that's a little bit more bright versus something that's a little bit darker, you know, darker palette. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed looking at some coins today. And as always, you can like, share, and subscribe to all the YouTube things. I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the owl button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.